I think Stranger Things has been one of those shows that has redefined and popularized Netflix in a major way, and it is almost a nostalgic moment as we near the 5th and final season of this modern-day classic. The official trailer has finally been released, and the final season picks up in the fall of 1987, which is a year after the events of Season 4. Millie Bobby Brown's iconic character is back in hiding as she is training for Vecna's eventual re-emergence, and the government is hunting for her. There is so much to be revealed in the 5th season that the fans of the show are awaiting this with bated breath. Until then, you can enjoy this video, where I bring you some of the major hidden details in the trailer that might indicate what you can expect in the series. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. At long last, we can begin Vecna's ominous opening. The trailer opens with Vecna standing in the Hawkins library, which is now completely overtaken by creepy vines from the upside down. But here's the thing that got me. When Vecna says, "At long last, we can begin," there's a shadowy figure standing right next to him that looks suspiciously similar to him. The Duffers are literally showing us that Vecna isn't working alone anymore. This is about an entire invasion force, and that opening line tells us that everything we've seen so far has just been preparation. Vecna's been planning this for seasons, and now, finally, he's ready to make his move. The Demogorgon's show of submission. Right after Vecna's opening line, we see a Demogorgon literally bowing its head to him. In the previous seasons, these creatures were mindless monsters, but now we're seeing them act with purpose, with hierarchy, with actual loyalty. This suggests that Vecna has complete control over his army, and they're treating him like some kind of god or supreme leader. The Duffers are basically telling us that this final season is going to be about a fully organized, militarized assault on Hawkins. Queens who wants to live forever, the perfect omen. The entire trailer is set to Queens Who Wants to Live Forever, a song originally written for the 1986 film Highlander. Now, here's what most people don't realize. This song isn't just about immortality, it's about death, loss, and the fact that everyone must eventually fall. The lyrics literally say things like, "There's no time for us," and "Who dares to love forever when love must die?" This is the Duffers telling us directly that this final season is going to be absolutely devastating. People are going to die, important people, and the song choice is basically a massive hint that not everyone makes it out of Hawkins alive. The Hawkins library, covered in vines and darkness. The upside-down version of the Hawkins library is completely transformed into this nightmarish, vine-covered hellscape. But here's the detail I missed the first time. The library is where information is stored, right? Where knowledge lives. The Duffers are showing us that the Upside Down is literally consuming knowledge itself. This could mean that the answers about what the Upside Down truly is have been hidden, and now Vecna is ready to expose everything. The destruction of the library represents the end of secrets, the end of hiding, and the beginning of the final truth. Dustin's Hellfire Club shirt, a message of defiance. Dustin is riding his bike to Hawkins High, and he's still wearing his Hellfire Club shirt. You know, Eddie Munson's D&D group? But here's the catch. The shirt appears to be torn and weathered. The Duffers are showing us that Dustin is proudly wearing Eddie's memory, despite the fact that the entire town probably blames the Hellfire Club for the upside-down invasion. This is Dustin, refusing to let fear silence him. He's wearing that shirt as a badge of honor, as a way to keep Eddie's memory alive. It's a small detail, but it tells us so much about Dustin's character and his loyalty. Military presence everywhere. Hawkins under martial law. Throughout the trailer, we see military vehicles, soldiers, checkpoints, and barbed wire fences everywhere in Hawkins. It seems more than just protection, and it's about control. The government has essentially turned Hawkins into a prison. There's even a shot where Mike is on top of the WSQK radio station saying, "We're stuck here, no end in sight." The Duffers are showing us that the military quarantine is just as much of a threat as Vecna himself. The characters are trapped between two forces, the monsters from the Upside Down and the government trying to contain them. It's claustrophobic and terrifying. The WSQK radio station, communication hub or weapon. Mike and Elle are standing on top of the WSQK radio station, and this building appears multiple times throughout the trailer. But here's what I think is happening. Radios have been important throughout Stranger Things. The kids used ham radios in Season 1 to contact Will. Steve had radio equipment in a previous season. Now, in Season 5, the Duffers are showing us the WSQK radio station as this crucial communication hub. My theory, they're going to use the radio to either communicate with the Upside Down, boost Eleven's powers, or broadcast something to save Hawkins. This is a plot device that's going to be crucial to the ending. Eleven's bandana mask. Warriors wear masks. In one particular scene, Eleven is shown wearing a bandana mask while jumping over a military fence in what looks like a blue-lit military compound. This detail is so important because it's showing us that Eleven is now operating in a tactical, military capacity. She's not the scared, escaped lab experiment anymore. She's a warrior. The mask represents anonymity, strategy, and a complete transformation of her character. She's ready for war, and the Duffers want us to know it. Eleven's telekinetic leap. New powers revealed. The Duffer brothers confirmed that Eleven has a brand new power called a telekinetic leap, and we see it in the trailer. Basically, she's pushing down at the ground with her telekinetic energy, and that force propels her up into the air, kind of like a super jump. The Duffers compared it to what Wanda Maximoff does in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This suggests that Eleven's powers have evolved beyond just moving objects with her mind. She's now capable of redirecting energy, amplifying force, and using her powers in ways we've never seen before. She's essentially become a living weapon. Lucas carrying Max, the hospital scene. We see Lucas desperately carrying an unconscious Max through what appears to be a hospital, and a Demodog is chasing them. But wait, Max has been comatose since the end of Season 4, right? So why is she in a hospital? And more importantly, why would Vecna send Demodogs to attack her if she's already imprisoned in his mind? This scene is hinting at something much bigger. Maybe Max is trapped in some kind of limbo between worlds. Maybe she actually holds the key to defeating Vecna. The Duffers are showing us that Max's storyline is far more complex than we initially thought. The emotional group moments, hinting at major deaths. Throughout the trailer, we see multiple scenes of the group hugging, crying, and looking devastated. We see Dustin crying with Steve. We see what appears to be Jonathan and Nancy in an emotional embrace. We see Nancy and Dustin sobbing together. Clearly, something absolutely tragic happens in Season 5. The question isn't whether someone dies, it's who. And the emotional weight of these scenes suggests it's going to be devastating. Vecna's rebuilt, more powerful form. Vecna looks absolutely terrifying in this trailer. He's massive, covered in vines, and way more grotesque than he was in Season 4. The Duffers revealed that Vecna has literally rebuilt his body, which is why he has holes in it. You can see through parts of him. He's no longer mostly human. He's become fully integrated with the Upside Down itself. He's lost all remaining humanity, and what we're seeing is essentially a godlike being made entirely of the Upside Down. He's undefeated, unstoppable, and absolutely terrifying. This is the ultimate evolution of the show's main villain. Nancy's gun, warriors and fighters everywhere. We get multiple shots of Nancy firing an automatic weapon, and honestly, this is such a crucial detail. Nancy has evolved from the scared teenager in Season 1 to an actual warrior. She's not waiting for someone else to save Hawkins. She's taking action herself. The fact that she's armed and actively fighting shows us that everyone is contributing to this final battle. The Duffers are showing us that this isn't Eleven's fight alone. This is everyone's fight, and everyone is willing to die for it. Hopper and Eleven in the Upside Down, a new alliance. We see Hopper and Eleven together in what appears to be the Upside Down, and they're working as a team. This is huge because it represents a reunion that fans have been waiting for since Season 3. Hopper thought he was dead, Eleven thought he was gone forever, but now they're together again, and they're united in the fight against Vecna. This moment is emotional, but it's also practical. Hopper is a trained soldier, and Eleven needs his expertise. Together, they're unstoppable. Joyce's determined expression, a mother's fury. We see Joyce in the trailer, and her facial expression is absolutely intense. She's furious, and she's looking like a mother who's ready to tear down an entire dimension to save her son. The Duffers are showing us that Joyce has evolved from a panicked parent to a fierce warrior. After everything she's been through, losing Lonnie, nearly losing Will, losing Hopper, she's done being a victim. She's ready to fight. The grandfather clock, frozen and broken. In one of the earlier breakdown sources, there's a mention of a cracked grandfather clock submerged in water. This is a callback to Season 4, where the clock was used as a warning system for Vecna's victims, but now it's frozen at 3 a.m. and broken. This symbolises the breakdown of time itself. The Duffers are suggesting that the final season involves time manipulation, or at least the literal unravelling of time. The frozen clock represents a moment in time that can't move forward, that's stuck, that's broken beyond repair. Multiple rifts and floating islands. The Upside Down is collapsing. We see multiple shots of rifts tearing through Hawkins, and we see these floating islands in the upside down sky. The Earth is literally broken. Reality is fragmenting. The Duffers are showing us that the Upside Down isn't just invading our world. The two dimensions are merging and destroying each other in the process. This is a cataclysmic event that's tearing apart the very fabric of reality. The stakes have never been higher. Demogorgons attacking military forces. The army can't win. Throughout the trailer, we see multiple shots of Demogorgons absolutely destroying military soldiers. The most advanced military on Earth is helpless against these creatures. This is the Duffers telling us directly that conventional weapons, conventional tactics, and conventional warfare cannot stop Vecna and his army. The kids have to win this fight. The trained soldiers can't. This puts all the pressure on Eleven, Mike, Dustin, Lucas, Will, Max, Nancy, Jonathan, Steve, and Robin. It's absolutely terrifying. Will's neck reaction, his connection to Vecna. In previous trailers and behind-the-scenes information, we know that Will touches the back of his neck, which is his signature sign that he's sensing Vecna, or the Upside Down. This detail is important because it confirms that Will's connection to Vecna remains strong. Will isn't just a victim, he's a conduit. He's a link between worlds, and that connection is going to play a crucial role in the final battle. Will might be the key to everything. Vecna levitating Will, the infamous one last time moment. In the trailer's climax, Vecna levitates an incapacitated Will and says, "William, you're going to help me one last time." This is the most important moment in the entire trailer because it confirms that Will was never just a victim. Will and Vecna have a history that goes back to Season 1. Vecna possessed Will through the Mind Flayer in Season 2, and now, in the final season, Vecna is demanding Will's help again. This suggests that Will has powers we don't know about, or that Will's consciousness is the key to everything. Will Byers might be the hero who defeats Vecna, or he might be Vecna's final weapon. Either way, Will is crucial. Linda Hamilton as Dr. K, a new threat or an ally. Linda Hamilton, the legend who played Sarah Connor in The Terminator, joins the cast as Dr. K, a federal agent. She's shown armed and dangerous in the trailer, and she's hunting Eleven. But here's what I think. Dr. K might initially seem like an antagonist, but she could actually become an ally. The Duffers have a history of subverting expectations. She's described as hyper-intelligent and a scientist who can fight. My theory, she knows something about the Upside Down that could help the group. She might be working for the government, but she could end up fighting alongside our heroes. Steve and Dustin's hug, the foreshadowing. We see Steve and Dustin in an emotional embrace, and based on the trailer's tone, this looks like it could be their last moment together. Steve has been such an important character for so long. He's the older brother figure, the protector, the hair model turned babysitter. But what if this is where his story ends? What if Steve makes the ultimate sacrifice? The Duffers have teased major deaths throughout the trailer, and Steve's minimal screen time combined with this emotional moment makes me think he might not make it out alive. The military lab inside the Upside Down. New experiments. The Duffers revealed that the military has built a research laboratory inside the Upside Down. We see what appears to be a massive force field or energy burst emanating from Hawkins' lab in the trailer. This is absolutely crucial because it means the government is studying Vecna, experimenting on him, possibly trying to weaponize him. This could be why Vecna is so much more powerful now. This could be why he's ready to invade. The government might have accidentally constantly made him stronger while trying to understand him. The radio equipment and van, Steve's secret mission. Throughout the trailer and in behind-the-scenes information, we know that Steve is working with radio equipment, adjusting antennas, and driving a van through areas with military checkpoints. This is a callback to Season 1 when the kids used ham radios. But now, the Duffers are showing us that radio communication is going to be crucial to the final battle. My theory? Steve might be broadcasting something important, or he's using the radio to coordinate with Hopper and Eleven in the Upside Down. Radio waves might be the key to defeating Vecna. They might be able to disrupt him, communicate across dimensions, or amplify Eleven's powers. Eleven's final words. This isn't like one of your campaigns. In one of my favourite moments from the trailer, Eleven tells Mike, "This isn't like one of your campaigns. You don't get to write the ending. Not this time." This is the Duffers addressing us directly as the audience. They're telling us that they're not playing by the traditional rules of storytelling anymore. This isn't going to end the way we expect. Our beloved characters might not survive. Happy endings aren't guaranteed. The Duffers are basically saying that Season 5 is going to subvert every expectation we have, defy every fan theory we've created, and take the story in directions we never anticipated. This final season is going to be absolutely unpredictable. Marvelous verdict, toughest waiting period of my life. As you can see here, this trailer is absolutely packed with clues, Easter eggs, and foreshadowing about what's coming in the 5th and final season. The Duffers have crafted the most epic, terrifying, and emotionally devastating final chapter for this series. We've got major character deaths coming, we've got Vecna at his most powerful, we've got the military trying to control everything, and we've got our beloved Hawkins crew ready for the ultimate battle. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen in Season 5, and honestly, that's what makes me so excited. May we get a final season worthy of the anxious waiting period. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of this trailer, and also share your views on how you want the final